Shabbat Shalom. I'm coming to you live from a very, very special place that's right here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And that is a special Warsaw Ghetto Memorial Plaza, which is right here in Riverside Park around 83rd Street. I don't know how many of you are aware, I was not aware until just today, that there was such a place that memorialized, that allows us to come here and meditate and think about the very brave heroes that fought against the Nazis in the Warsaw Ghetto. In 1942, hundreds of thousands of Jews had been liquidated from the Warsaw Ghetto and sent to Treblinka. And a group of inhabitants of this Warsaw Ghetto, our Jewish brothers and sisters, banded together. They formed 50 different groups to revolt against the Nazis. And they lasted longer than the Polish government. The Polish government fell to the Nazis. It was the first European country to fall to the Nazis. It took 26 days for the Polish to surrender to the Germans. And those who are memorialized here in this plaza, they lasted 27 days against the Nazis, which was an unbelievable thing. And they killed hundreds of Nazis, injuring over 1,000. And what they did was to bring to life one of the mitzvot in this week's Parsha. This week is the Shabbat before Purim. And it's called Parshat Zachor because it's the Shabbos that we remember. Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek, the Torah says. Remember what Amalek did. They were the first to attack the Jewish people. After Yetziat Mitzrayim, after the Exodus, the Jew was untouchable. It looked as though, and it was the case, that God was protecting us. But Amalek came and they attacked the weak from behind. And they opened up the door, according to our tradition, for anti-Semitism to come. Right here in this plaza, buried underneath these floors, according to this plaque, it says, buried beneath the plaques are 2 boxes containing soil from Terezin and Sered. Theresienstadt, which I visited, and Sered, which is another 2 concentration camps in Czechoslovakia. There's soil buried here. And also what's buried underneath this plaza is a scroll describing the defense of the Warsaw Ghetto in both Hebrew and English, which was composed by one of the former chief rabbis of the state of Israel. Zachor means to remember. This is the Shabbos that we remember because of what Haman tried to do to the Jewish people. We remember that there is evil in the world, and it is the Jewish obligation to destroy evil wherever it rears its ugly head. We have to remember those who tried to harm us. Remember that unfortunately, COVID has sort of put this in the background, but there's unfortunately still anti-Semitism, there's racism, there's all sorts of hatred still alive in the world, and it is our obligation to A, remember it, and to 2, to take it out, just like these brave soldiers who fought to defend the Jewish people. No one should ever think that our brothers and sisters went like cattle to the slaughter. That is not true. There were many pockets of resistance. It was a very, very difficult thing. I was just listening to one of the videos of individuals who fought in the Warsaw Ghetto, who had to pay thousands of dollars to the Polish government for one gun, $10 per bullet, $4,000 for a gun. Do you know what that kind of money was in 1943? It was almost impossible for our people to defend themselves, and they did so valiantly. And today, this Shabbat, remember, if you can come to Shul, MGE will be having socially distanced safe services inside, Kiddush outside afterwards. If you can't make it to synagogue, you're still uncomfortable or it's unsafe for you to come inside, then open up a Chumash and read from the Torah, from the part of the Torah that speaks about remember. Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek. According to some opinions, you can fulfill the mitzvah by reading at home. Much better to come and to hear it in synagogue, but if you can't, you can read it at home. Always remember and never forget. Shabbat Shalom.